So I'm going to seesaw his hips down. I'm going to move laterally, and I'm going to take my back leg. This is my back leg, and I'm going to drop on his leg here. All right? You could be on your toes or on your knuckles, whatever you'd like. All right? Basically, I just want to kind of block off this half guard hook, because when he has this half guard hook, he's got like a lot of options and a lot of different attacks that he could do when his foot is, or his leg is in the back of my knee here. But when I have the shin pin, it really limits like a lot of his techniques, all right? It probably cuts him in half almost, or maybe more. So I'm going to use this to work some passes, and then we'll do some attacks from on top. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm here, right? He has his knee shield. I landed in my shin pin. A lot of times this hand is going to be here. You can be loose a little bit. Here, and he might have a hand on my knee, or he might have a hand on my wrist right here. All right? These would be like his normal frames. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lean forward a little bit, tuck my arm underneath. I'm going to look to grab his top frame and grab it like a baseball bat. All right, so now I have two hands against his forearm, against his leg. It's not like angled. It's directly in line with his thigh right here. I'm here like this. Look, it's pretty strong. Like he won't be able to pull his arm out. Try to pull your arm out. Good. But if I go one-handed, pull your arm out. Like he could get it. He could get it. So I need to have two hands, and in order to move forward, I need to grab the collar grip behind his head here and pull him in, and now see if he can pull his hand back. He's pretty trapped as long as I have his head. All right, now I'm going to go from here. I'm going to put my head into his bicep right here, and I have my foot up, and I'm just going to shuffle forward. And then I'm going to use my head in his bicep to push him flat. And then I'm going to cover his hip low with my elbow on this side so he can't use his underhook. And then I'm going to frame his neck to put the back of his head down on the mat. All right? I like to keep this position here against bigger guys, actually. So I'm here. I come into my C-grips. I seesaw his hips down. I flip to my shin pin. He gets his standard frames. Look, I start to kind of barrel over and step up, and then scoop his arm here, two hands, and then I can settle back in. Now he's stuck. I have a small window where I could let go with one hand and grab the collar and pull him in. Now he's trapped with both the arm trap and his collar tie. Now I forehead in the bicep, step up. I'm going to shuffle forward, and then I'm going to flatten him out with my face. I'm going to cover his hip with my elbow and frame his neck here to keep him flat. Okay, guys? Cool? One more time.
When you're sitting down on his
Yeah.
right foot, are you putting your weight on it?
On his shin?
Yes.
No, I'm just kind of bridged over it. Yeah, it's really no pressure. It's really honest, like too much. Here. Cool. You guys understand? Any other questions? No? Good. On 3, 1, 2. Let's circle up. So I'll show you guys the next variation. So I'm going to show how I block the low hand, or I trap the low hand. So I go to my Toriando grips. I seesaw him down. I drop onto my shin pin. Now sometimes I'm going to collect the top arm, and he's like doesn't want me to have it. He knows what's happening. He keeps pulling it away. So I snatch 2 pocket grips on the low arm, and I pull it in. All right, and I kind of sandwich it in his legs and kind of hold it in here. It's really hard to pull it out, especially with two-hand pocket grip. All right, and I use my chest to keep him down. All right, now while I have his hand sandwiched, I'm going to switch to my collar grip behind the head, and then I'm going to pull him in again. Now I have my hands separated, and he still shouldn't be able to pull out his arm. Right, so I'm going to step up. And now when I shuffle forward, I'm going to take my right knee and I'm going to put it over his bicep. So I'm going to put my head in his bicep. Look, I shuffle forward, and then I staple his arm down, the one that I'm holding back here. Now I flip my hand around, and I start to come up, looking for the first hook in my Kimura. And now I can let go of this, switch to my Kimura trap here, keep my chest glued to the back of his arm, use my back muscles to pick his arm up and finish down the back. You can move over a tiny bit. Cool. Okay. Come in. I move laterally. Drop on the shin pin. I go to collect the second arm. He gives me a hard time. I take the low arm. I pop 2 pocket grips, and I sandwich it in between his legs. Now I'm going to let my one hand go, grip the back of his collar, pull him in, step up. Now when I shuffle to pass the guard, I staple his arm down with the one that I'm holding, and then I shoot my first hook in my Kimura while sitting on his head. Then I can let go, attach to my Kimura, chest down to use your back to pick his arm up, and finish your Kimura down the back. Okay, guys? Cool? Yeah?
To sandwich the bottom hand between the legs, you're keeping your chest pressure on the top.
Yeah, I'm kind of just sprawling. I collected the low arm. I kind of like sprawl onto it.
So your weight is on.
Yeah, I pinch my shoulder, pinch my chest down, and then I'm looking for my head position before I switch to my collar, and then move forward, staple, and then you can attack your Kimura. Cool? Any other questions, guys? Yeah, I'm pulling it pretty straight. Yeah, and then when I connect to the second, the collar grip, I'm pulling him in even more. Kind of like a little tug of war kind of thing. Cool? All right, guys, on 3, 1, 2.